Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you are all doing great. This is Nargis Trainingwali. I am a student of Rehan School and currently working as a co-facilitator. I am warmly welcome all of you to my talk show Legacy Lounge, where we invite inspiring personalities from around the world to share their experiences, achievements, and life lessons that motivate us to grow personally and professionally. Today, it is a great honor to me and your to welcome a highly respected and honorable guest, Mr. Gabe. He is a former director of engineering for the U.S. Air Force Operations Command, a former NASA engineer at the Kennedy Space Center, a member of the NASA Speaker Bureau for 11 years, an international speaker who has delivered presentation in more than 20 countries, and someone who has served as a sighted guide for a blind triathlete, reflecting exceptional leadership, service, and dedication. We are truly grateful that he accepted our invitation and joined us today. Sir, welcome to Legacy Lounge. It is a pleasure to have you with us. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, and thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate doing this. Thank you for the nice introduction. I would like to say to everybody in Pakistan, good evening to you. It's 9 o'clock in the morning here in Florida, so good morning from me and good evening to you. It's a pleasure to have this opportunity, and I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, now let's begin our interview. My first question, sir, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Certainly. So again, good evening to everybody in Pakistan. My name is Gabe. It's a nickname. It's what my friends call me. It's what I ask everyone to call me. I know sometimes because of age or culture, it's uncomfortable to do that. And if it's uncomfortable, that's fine. You can call me anything you like. I just enjoy the opportunity to share time. So I was in the Air Force and I was in engineering and I was many interesting jobs in the Air Force. The last one I had was involved with special operations, which is a great bunch of people. They do really, really interesting and very complicated things. I was an engineer assigned to special ops, so I wasn't doing all the cool things they were doing, but it was still a fascinating time. And from there, I went to NASA. I was a contractor for NASA as a civil structural type of engineer. I did that for 17 years and I loved every second of it. There's no way to explain the fun and magic of Kennedy Space Center and of NASA. And then I accidentally became a speaker and then accidentally became an international speaker. And I've been doing that for the last 10 years. And I love it. There's no way to describe how much fun I have doing it, how much I enjoy being with the kids. And being at Rehan School, I think I've been to Rehan School now for 3 years, and have done many interviews with the kids, and I totally enjoy it. I'm looking forward to coming back. Hopefully, I'll be back in October.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a very inspiring introduction. Sir, what inspired you to become an engineer?
People always ask me this, and I know they're expecting for some really interesting, intricate answer, but for me, it was strictly money. I needed to get good income to get a good job. I like to race cars. I couldn't get the income without going to university, without becoming an engineer. So it wasn't this great calling to become an engineer. It was how can I generate the income I need? And I got into engineering totally by accident, and it's all worked out excellent. But yeah, the bottom line is I wanted to generate an income to allow me to do the things I wanted to do. And I knew I couldn't do it. I tried for 12 years without going to university, and I realized I have to do this if I want to get what I want. So that was my motivation.
Sir, how did your journey with NASA begin?
I was in the Air Force and I was stationed in Cocoa Beach, Florida, which is very close to NASA. And while I was there, one of the persons I worked with won a special award, a very special award, which was the very first space shuttle launch. Space shuttle, it looks like a plane, but it's really a rocket ship. It's attached to a rocket. It goes up, it comes back down like a plane. And I saw the very first launch. And before that, the space program, in America, we're aware of NASA and we're aware of the space program, not so much like overseas. Overseas, Everybody looks at NASA like this, make-believe magical place. In America, we don't look at it that way, but we do look at it in a positive way. And I had never thought about it, but after I saw that shuttle launch, I thought, man, this is the most amazing thing I ever saw. When I get out of the Air Force, I'm going to try to get a job at NASA. And I was very fortunate. I got it, and it was everything I thought and more.
Sorry, sir. What was your role at the Kennedy Space Center?
A civil structural type of engineer. So, I tried to tell people, being at Kennedy Space Center, very few people actually get to build the rockets. Very few people get to go to space. But it's like a big city. They have everything on Kennedy Space Center that they have in Karachi, for example. As a civil structural engineer in Kennedy Space Center, I deal with roads, bridges, buildings, roofs, the infrastructure of the city or the infrastructure of Kennedy Space Center. As a civil structural engineer in Karachi or Pakistan or anywhere in the world, you do the same thing. I kind of equate it to a nurse. If you're a nurse, you do the same thing, everything in the world. It doesn't matter where you are, you do the same thing. And it's the same with civil structural engineering, but it's where you do it that makes it so special. You can cut the grass for me at Kennedy Space Center, and you're still in this magical environment. It doesn't matter what you do, it's where you do it that makes it so much fun.
Okay. Sir, what are some of your most memorable experiences while working at NASA?
Every day was a memorable experience. Every day was fun. Every day was magic. You can just be driving to work, and all of a sudden you see this huge truck with a rocket ship on it driving down the road. You don't see that anywhere else in the world. Just on a day-to-day basis. For me, everything was always magical, but the most magical thing about it all always is the launches. They call it a launch because you're thrust up so fast. A plane takes off, it flies, but a launch is thrust up at tremendous speed, and the launches are fantastic. We are fortunate on Kennedy Space Center. We're about 5 kilometers away from the launch. That sounds like a long ways away, but it's really very close. And these rockets are so powerful and so heavy. In order to go up, they need a lot of power, which is called lift. So a space shuttle has 3 million kilos of lift, which means to go up, you have to push down with 3 million kilos. So when you get on a plane will go to a runway, it'll stop, rev up the engine, takes off horizontally. This does the same thing, but it's taking off vertically. So the revving the engine's building power. It's trying to take off, but it's locked down, building up to 3 million kilos, pushing onto Earth, and it's locked down. So we're 5 kilometers away. We really can't see it. We really can't hear it, but we know where it is and kind of looking in that direction. And all of a sudden, you get a vibration in your feet. Your feet are shaking, your body is shaking. It's so powerful. It shakes the earth. It's amazing. And the cars feel it. So the cars think somebody's trying to break in. So horns are honking, lights are flashing, sirens are going off, and your body is shaking. It's amazing. And when it takes off, it goes really slow and makes a turn and it's gone. And you're watching it and watching it. You still don't hear anything. Then all of a sudden you hear it, but you're looking there and you hear it there. It goes so fast it leaves the sound behind. So it plays mind games with you. And the sound, you don't only hear it, you feel it. There's nothing like these launches for me. And that's the most magical thing about the Space Center.
Yes, sir. Sir, how did you become the Director of Engineering for the US Air Force Operation Command, and what your key responsibilities in that position?
Yeah, well, life is for me. Life is amazing. Life leads me. I'm not really goal orientated that I have specific things I want to challenge. Although I think goals are critical in being successful. I've just kind of been led along. Life has led me along, and through the Air Force, as you get from different promotions and you advance in the Air Force, you get opportunities to do many different things. I had the opportunity to get in special operations as an engineer assigned to special operations. And my role was to travel around the world, literally around the world. 6 weeks out of every eight, I was traveling either to the Pacific, either Europe, or in the US, going to special op units, helping them with engineering issues. Maybe the air conditioning wasn't working in their building or the roof was leaking. They don't have time or they don't have the ability to deal with these things because they're doing so many different things. So I would go to all these different units around the world, say, look, what problems are you having with engineering? Sit down with them, discuss the problems, then figure out how to solve them, where to get the money to solve them, and help them get them done. It was awesome.
That's great, sir. Sir, what leadership lessons did you learn during your career?
I think I learned a lot about leadership as a kid playing sports. I love sports, and one of the reasons I love sports is in order to be successful in sports, you have to be a team. You have to be nobody can be an individual. You can't have nine individuals on one team and have nine as a team. The nine as a team will always win, even if the nine individuals are better. So you learn from sports how to get along, how to develop friendships, how to trust other people. I think being a good leader, and very few people are good leaders. The first thing you have to have, I believe, you have to have a lot of confidence in yourself. You have to be understanding that when you want to lead people, you have to give them the confidence. You know what you're doing. And also, it's very important you include everyone in all the decision making process. If there's 10 people on a team, for me, everyone is equal. But that's more important. See, everybody should be involved in the decision-making process. I would go to 10 people and say, look, we have to be on portion. How would you like to do it? What do you think is best? Take all of that into consideration. Get everybody to understand we have a common goal. We're all here for each other. Let's join together and let's do this together. And this is important for me. But very few people have good leadership quality. You have to be able to take the time to look through others' eyes. Why do they think the way they do? What are their objectives? And take that into the factors on helping them to achieve a common goal.
Yes, sir, it's a fact. Uh, Sir, my next question is, sir, what challenges did you face while working on high-level engineering project?
To me, every day is a challenge. This interview, I tell people right now, this interview with me and you, this is the most important thing to me. The challenge right now is nothing away from here. It's just this interview. How can we as a team meet a common goal, which is to have this interview? And we want to do that together. And so for me, the challenge is always to be able to come together and to enjoy doing things. Anybody can do something. The challenge is to enjoy it. One of the things I would like to get with you from this interview or to you get from me, I would like you to do the same thing the same way. I would like you to think about it differently instead of hard work. And this is what I talk with the kids. Instead of hard work, think about a challenge, an opportunity, an adventure. Make it exciting, make it fun. And instead of stress and pressure, learn to believe in yourself to the extent that you never have stress because you just think you can do it. I'd like to get the kids and for you to do the same thing the same way. Learn to think about it differently. Learn to think in a positive way. And you would be surprised. You will do so much better and enjoy doing it. You will do it even better.
Yes, sir, it's right. So it's me, my sixth interview with the foreigners, and first time I am very confused, but
Yeah.
now I
Why are
am
you
very
confused?
confident.
Oh, come confident. Okay. Yeah, and
It's a
confidence is key.
big challenge. First time, it's a big challenge for me.
Yeah.
Invitation and conversation, but I am very relaxed in 4 days. It's my fifth interview with you, or I am very relaxed.
Yeah, everything is a challenge to me.
Yes,
Everything is a challenge. And we always learn. I always say we never fail. Every time we do something, we learn. And we learn, become a better and wiser person. So we never fail. Even if we don't meet our objective, we've learned in the process. And we learn most when things don't go as expected. The fact that you had the courage to do that interview the first time, you learned so much. One of the things you learned is you can do it. It's not that bad. And you build on that with everything you do. But if you go into things with confidence and a strong belief in yourself, it doesn't matter what it is. You just believe you can do it, and you do it.
Yes, sir. Sir, you served in the NASA Speaker Bureau for 11 years. What did you enjoy most about speaking to audience?
Oh, it's just being with kids. I can't explain it. There's something I never in my life thought I would do. If somebody would have said to me, "Here's $1 million, go speak in front of this group," I'd say, "No way. I'm not going to do that. I don't speak in front of audiences." So it happened by accident, and as it happened, as it evolved, NASA Speakers Bureau was critical because I had access to so many requests for speakers. And at NASA Speakers Bureau, around America, particularly in the Florida, this area, there are many, many schools, hundreds and thousands of schools. And if they want a NASA speaker to any reason, they will send a request to NASA. We would like a speaker to come to this school on this date. So I was getting hundreds of these requests and I was going through them and I started doing them. And I don't know what it was. I can't say to you, this is what makes me like it, but it's a feeling. When I'm with kids, I can't explain it. It's just great. I love the look in their eyes. I love their smiles. It's just seeing them happy. It's just so rewarding for me. I can't explain it. And it happened by accident, but the connection I have with them is awesome. And they have it with me. And I always say that's why I ask them to call me Gabe. I don't want to be above them. And if you see me with kids, I'm never standing above them. If you see me taking hundreds and thousands of pictures, I'm always eye to eye. If they're 5 years old, I'm laying on the floor. I never look down on the kids. I always try to look eye to eye. I ask them to call me Gabe because I want them to look at me as a friend. And it seems to work extremely well. So people don't understand what I get from it. They think, oh, you're always giving, you're always giving. I don't charge schools money. I don't ask for any money. I pay my own airfare. I just ask for the opportunity. And what people don't understand is what I get from it. And I'm sure you know, as a teacher and in education, you get so much from the kids. And for me, it never stops. And the kids in Pakistan are like kids everywhere in the world. I did an interview with a little girl yesterday, and she was so adorable. She had the greatest smile. She was excited. She was happy. She had great questions. After the 30 minutes, I thought, oh, wow, that was amazing. And the same with you. You're doing awesome.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, having spoken in more than 20 countries, what differences have you noticed among audience around the world?
I think one of the most surprising things for me, and one of the things I still can't believe, is how much we are alike. Kids are identical. Kids 8 to 10, I don't care what country, I don't care the culture, the dress, the language. They are identical. The look in their eyes, their smiles, the way they interface with each other, they are so much alike. We are so much alike at people. It's just so sad that governments, usually it's governments, pit us against each other. I always talk about India and Pakistan. Both of those countries to me are phenomenal. You are the same people. You are no different. Before there was India and Pakistan, there was one people. And the fact that you fight and kill each other, it makes no sense. But the average Pakistan person, the average Indian person, they don't want to kill anybody. They don't want to hate anybody. But they've been taught to mistrust and they've been taught to dis disbelieve the other country. It's crazy. But how much we are alike. We are so much alike. I think that amazes me more than anything else.
Yes, sir. Sir, what qualities make a successful engineer and leader, in your
Yeah, well,
advice?
yeah, I don't think the profession has anything to do with it. I think it's all the same. You have to be willing to listen to others. Many people have an agenda in their mind, and when they have that agenda, they don't listen to anything else. Only hear with their objective. You have to be willing to listen and learn. I tell people to learn, you must do three things to learn. First of all, you have to listen. This is important. And after you listen, you have to evaluate. Okay, what does this mean for me? And then you have to adapt. How can I adapt this to what I want to do? Very few people are willing to do this. Many people, when you're speaking with them, they're not listening. They're waiting for their turn to talk. And then they're going to talk about they want to talk. No matter what you said, doesn't matter. They have an agenda and they're sticking with it. You have to be willing to listen. You have to be willing to look through others' eyes. Why do they think the way they do? You don't have to agree, but you have to understand their thought process. To me, in order to relate to them, to get to them to understand, look, we have a common goal. We all have to pull together. We have to find a way to do that. What is your input? How do you want to do this? Take their input, apply it as necessary, allow them to be part of the decision-making process. And I think for me, very few people have the capability to do this.
Yes, sir. Sir, how has technology changed engineering over the year?
That girl yesterday asked me that same question, and I hadn't really thought about it, but she asked me, and I thought back, let's say uh, 40 or 50 years ago, they didn't have computers. They didn't have all of the CAD assisted designs. They don't certainly didn't have AI the way we talk about it today. I remember doing things with a theodolite, which is an instrument to measure angles, and going outside with a theodolite and measuring angles and coming back with a slide rule and measure and doing calculations on a slide rule. Nobody knows where those things are, and thankfully we don't have to do that anymore. It's so much easier now and so much more efficient. But looking back on it, it was fun. It was challenging. The sense of accomplishment was awesome, and it was all done mechanically. It was all done, with your hands. And now nobody does anything like that. But I don't knock it. I don't say it was better then than now. One of the things that frustrates me most with kids and for kids is today's society is bad mouthing kids all of the time. They're on their phone, they're on their computer, they're on social media. Well, who gave them a phone? Who taught them to use the phone? Who taught them social media? We did. Then we criticize them for using it. They're not doing what we did. Well, they're in a different world. Uh, I'm very defensive of today's kids. Most of today's kids are very smart, very determined, and I think the world is in good hands. I think the biggest problem is the mess which current generation is leaving the next one to try to fix.
Okay. Sir, what advice would you give to students who dream working at NASA or in aerospace?
Yeah, the same advice I give to everybody. I talk about three things. These three things to me are so important. Do your best. It's easy. Challenge yourself to do your best. As an adult, there's times in your life you don't know when, you don't know where. You have to do your best. If you practice doing your best all of the time, when that time happens, you'll do it easily. Feel good about your effort. It doesn't matter what happened. As long as you've done your best, do it again. You will learn, you will get better. Keep doing it to get what you want. Enjoy everything you do. This is a little bit more of a challenging. Some people say, I like this, but I don't like that. Well, why don't you like it? You choose not to like it. The challenge is to enjoy everything. If you can learn to enjoy everything you do, this interview, I'm enjoying this interview tremendously. Either way, I'm going to do it. I can do it and go through the motions, or I can have fun and enjoy it. It's 100% mental. If you can't find positive in something, say to yourself, it could be worse. It becomes a positive. I never have a negative experience. And the most important thing, believe in yourself. Very, very few people have that. That's why they have stress. That's why they have pressure. It doesn't matter how successful they are. It doesn't matter how much money they have. They just don't believe in themselves. And how do you get that belief in yourself? To me, things start with a dream or a thought. You take that thought, that dream, you write it down, say, this is my goal. I'm here. I want to go there. How do I get there? You have to plan steps, plan small steps. Don't be in a hurry. Every time you complete a step, it will give you confidence, help you develop a belief in yourself. And you want to build that very slowly. You build and you build and you build. One day, you will say to yourself, I can do anything. When you believe you can do anything, you never have stress. You never have pressure. You just believe you can do it. Just like these interviews. As you're doing more and more, you're developing confidence, a belief. You're going to go to one, I'm fun. I'm going to have no self-doubts doing it because you know you can do it. That's how you develop that belief in yourself. To the extent you think you can believe you can do anything. And once you're there, your life becomes very, very easy. You just have fun and enjoy it. And this is always my goal and my guide when I'm with kids and even doing these interviews to get you to understand, learn to think differently. Do the same thing the same way, just think about it differently.
Yes, sir. Sir, what motivates you to continue inspiring others through public speaking?
The feeling I get from it, I can't explain it. I can't write it down. I can't tell you what it is, but it's a magical feeling. Normally, when I'm done with the kids, they all want to give me hugs. They all want to me to sign stuff. I mean, it's awkward for me to do those kinds of things, but I know what I represent in their eyes. They get a lot from it. But just the look in their eyes, their smiles, I love seeing kids happy. And thankfully, the presentations I do, I try to make them fun. I want them to have fun and enjoy the hour and a half. And at the end, the look in their eyes, they're just so excited and so happy. And somehow that translates to me thousands of times over. So it's the feeling I get from seeing them happy.
Sir, in your words, definition of a meaningful and successful life.
Just being happy, I think everybody should be enjoying their life. I know many kids around the world struggle. They're born into poverty, they're born into terrible situations, and they're not happy. Most of the time they're just struggling to live. And I would love to see. I think it's so important we learn to care about others. We learn to respect others. We learn to be kind. I think if we treat others this way, everything else will come back.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking the time to join us today and for sharing your incredible journey. I'm really appreciate your valuable time, your experiences, your inspiring advice. Thank you so much, sir.
You're very welcome, and you're doing great. I don't know how you feel about doing this interview, but you could not do better. You should feel very good about yourself. And if this is the fifth one, I think you've said you've done. I don't know about the other four, but this one is excellent. And there's no doubt in my mind, every one you do will excellent. You look at ease. You look like you're having fun. You look like you're really enjoying it, and it comes back to me. So we're in this equally. To me, I say we're a team doing this. We are a team. We have a common goal, and we learn from each other.
No, sir, it's very wonderful conversation for me also. Thank you so much once again. It's a very pleasure for me to join us.
Can you give me a little heart?
Thank you, sir.
You're so welcome. Have a wonderful evening, and then hopefully I'll get to see you when I come to Pakistan.
Okay. Thank you so much,
Goodbye, everybody.
audience.
Bye,
Yes, sir.
everybody.
Continue, please. Yes, sir.
Yes, I said just goodbye to everybody, and
Okay.
I look forward to coming
Th-
to
uh,
Pakistan.
Thank you so much, audience. I hope you enjoy this conversation. Next time we meet with another respectful and honorable personality. Till then, Allah Hafiz.
Bye, everybody. Ciao, ciao. I say see you later.
See you later, inshallah.